And we are live from the wastelands of the internet. I have come again. Okay, this is not going to be very long, folks. Seriously, just a little commentary today. At this point, I have a lot of things that I've got projects in the works that I'm working on, which is one of the reasons why I haven't been around lately. But I will try and do some shorts. I still don't know whether or not I'm going to be doing anything on Saturday in the longer format. I hope that you don't mind. So what am I talking about today? I'm going to take on give a commentary on this individual here. All right, he's part of Clownfish TV. Now I like Clownfish TV. They do not misunderstand me. Most of their commentary is actually very informative to someone like me, who is not all right plugged into the gamer world. It's not really plugged into the artistic side of the entertainment environment. Okay, I am a consumer. Okay, yes, I do play video games, but I don't play them extensively. I am not a gamer. I am never going to be out there making a life doing gaming videos. I do like playing games. All right, there are some games that I really do enjoy. Do I ever think that's going to be part of part of my life and streaming or anything else? No, no. I'm just a social commentary, and that's what I want to talk about here. All right, now Neon here, as part of Clownfish TV, is making the case that woke is over. That there's been a pushback now. That the woke people went too far. That representation for the sake of representation has ran its course, and that all of this is over with, and we're going to be getting things, and things are going to be coming back later. And he's using this unknown nine, right, as an example of when they're going to get back to normal in game, normalizing in gaming and so forth. There is a pushback, okay, and I don't want to disagree with that. However, it's not over. See, Neon suffers from the same problem that a lot of people do, okay, and that is lack of age, lack of experience. The reason that our society is so bifurcated right now, the reason that American society is coming apart at the seams, he doesn't even consider why. The reason you're seeing wokeness installed, he doesn't even go to the cause. And Yellow Flash, by the way, mentioned this as well. All right, and he was at right 100%. You do not get the woke, out of control crap this soon. Oh, it was coming. But you don't get it this soon, and you probably don't get it this hard without George Floyd, without the lies being perpetrated by the George Floyd movement. And because of people, and with all due respect, like Neon and Clownfish TV. Now, do I say that he's responsible for all of this happening? Himself? No. But his ilk is. And yes, I realize that ilk is kind of a pejorative. And he doesn't deserve it, and neither does the rest of the Clownfish TV, including his wife, Geeky Sparkles. All right. But my problem with them is their lack of substance to this. Their lack of moral courage. They're part of the go along, get along crowd. They've been this way. They've been raised this way. They think that this is the way to get things done without realizing, hey, wait a minute, where are we being taken? And when people were warning people like Neon, all right, as to where the hell this was all going to head, he ignored it. Oh, I don't want to get involved in that. That's because you're a moral coward. You want to feel. You want to take a look at these people in all these areas, right, in the artistic community and go, oh, I feel for them. Rather than say, you know what? They're pushing degeneracy and they're going to keep pushing it. They want to everyone else to believe that they're normal, and they're not. And I'm not one of these people who thinks that these people should be quote unquote punished. All right, but that doesn't mean I have to tolerate their actions without telling them to their face that they are moral reprobates. And when I say degeneracy, oh, folks, I don't discount myself in what I've done in the past. Because I've had sex out of wedlock. And that's a part of this. That's where a lot of this has gone. That's naivete. Perhaps, James. But I think a lot of it comes down to the lack of, really, a lack of being thought of, the lack of thinking, to taking a look at things in the past and how what the result is as going forward. But the other problem, and I don't necessarily include Neon and Clownfish TV in this, right? Because in this regard, I just think that they're lazy. They're intellectually lazy. And there's a difference between intellectual laziness and disingenuousness. And I don't think that they're disingenuous. And then you have to understand that. When I say that they're intellectually lazy, is they haven't thought about these issues deep enough to say what's going to happen with these. What's the result of all? When we take a look at things like a the abortion ban, for example, all right, banning abortions here in Arizona, it's a big issue and it's going to be on the ballot. Blah blah blah. Right. So you see these commercials where this woman comes out and claims that she's a doctor and says, "I can't. I'm not. It's illegal for me to sit up there and talk to my patients about the woman's rights that they need." A woman needs an abortion. What makes a woman need an abortion? Why is it a need for the woman to get an abortion? Well, it affects their life. It affects the man's life too. Well, but not in the same way. Not in the same way. Welcome to reality. But it still affects the man too. But you only want to hold the man accountable during the act of procreation, but you don't want to hold the woman accountable for procreation at all. For her actions that lead to a baby. You see, when society does certain things, it acts as a promoter for it. Should we be promoting actions in society that lead to this kind of degeneracy? And it's gotten worse, folks. It hasn't gotten better. The whole trans movement is just another offshoot of just piling this crap on time and time and time again. And Neon and Geeky Sparkles, oh, how they feel. I don't care how they feel. And you shouldn't either from a social aspect. How a person feels, maybe they need mental help. You are defined not by your feelings, but by what you do. And this is what we've lost. is the supremacy of being defined by what you do, not by what you say. Now, a lot of women will claim, oh, there's a double standard between how men are treated and how women are treated when they have sex. And I'm not going to lie and say that there isn't quote unquote a double standard. However, it's never been the warping of language is largely to blame. I really think it goes back to moral cowardice, because that's also why people become disingenuous, because they're not willing to stand up for what's right. But it's also the fact that when you look at this, when you look where we're going within our society, okay, for example, the what I was going to say about abortion and the fact that men can have sex and there's a double standard. That double standard, while it does exist, is not as prevalent as women think. Never has been. Guys do not look at guys that sleep around, especially friends of theirs that sleep around. Oh, they may say, "Oh, good job," and then when the guy turns around, they roll their friggin' eyes. And the reason they do that is because this guy is sleeping around with women that they basically like, and they would like to have a relationship with, not just a sexual one, but an actual one. And people that do that kind of stuff, all right, interfere with it. And it's really more ingrained in certain cultures than it is in others. And I hate to say this, but that stud attitude was far more ingrained in third world mentality. And I come from one of those cultures, folks, to an extent. Now, like I said, I personally am not a stud, never will be, never had any intention of being. But I wasn't perfect. And yes, I engaged in degeneracy. Yes, it was. You can look at it and say it's a minor thing. And I agree. It is minor, but it builds. It starts a ball rolling that takes on an effect that leads you to exactly where we are, where people are say that it's extreme to sit up there and say that life begins at conception, and when you come back and go, well, then when does life begin? There's no answer. But that's an extreme view. Why is that an extreme view? Somebody tell me what's so extreme about that. The fact that you want a woman to be able to kill her child while it's in the womb? Somehow that's perfectly acceptable to you? It doesn't answer the question of when life begins, though, that does it. When does human life begin? Right now, a baby in a woman's womb has less rights than the egg of an American eagle in this country. Think on that. It's a sad state of affairs. Where are we going? How did I get this handbasket? Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right, James. Anyway, I just wanted to come on for a little bit uh, and just make a quick commentary. Look, Clownfish TV is a great site. Okay, I want people to understand that. But the problem with a lot of what they do, and they're not the only ones. All right, they're just the ones that kick this off today. All right, is they walk around with blinders on to the rest of the societal concerns that are out there. Okay, and you have certain demarcation points that aren't positive for society. And it's that lack of understanding that, hey, society deserves protection. instead of constant denigration. And that's where Clownfish TV fails, and that's where they're where it all goes to hell, because they don't think society should have a way of handling things. When you talk about getting in somebody's face, you have the right to do it. Does that mean you should or shouldn't? And the difference is, if you get in somebody's face, it should be done from a protection standpoint. And like it or not, trying to protect your family, trying to protect society, there's nothing wrong with that. When you're trying to force other people's acceptance, it's not. Perhaps one day, people like Neon and his wife will see the difference. I don't hold out a lot of hope, though, to be honest. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Appreciate you all coming out. I'm just, like I said, this is going to be a short little thing here. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.